Da 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 da. Da 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 da. You do a 30 to 60-second show intro. That's who we are and what you're going to talk about. I am Liam.
And I am Randy.
And what are you going to talk about?
First, let's talk about where we're going to put this audio recording podcast.
I mean, I don't know where you put podcasts, so...
You just put them on YouTube.
Alright, topic 1 is 3 minutes. So we need a topic 1.
Currently, Liam and I are playing Sea of Thieves while we talk.
Liam and I.
Liam and I. Where were you born and where did you grow up?
Gore up.
Good God.
Well, I guess you could say this is kind of my rebirth, so I guess you could say I was born now.
Riveting.
I was trying to find a way to, like, absolutely butcher that question.
And you
Even
did
though
it.
it has a seemingly simple answer, thank you. Now I'd like to double barrel finger gun that question back to you.
Well, I'm actually going to answer the question. I was born in Arizona.
Awesome.
Now I was raised
Wow.
on the other side of the country.
You can't get out of. Like,
Like, give me an
I'll tell you a
example.
story, 'cause I have the message right here. I'm in a weird group chat. Backstory, one of my friends is weird, and he put like 15 of us in a chat for some reason. I think it was like one of those endeavors where it's like a good idea in theory, and then in practice we're all in college, so we can't really get together and do it.
Yeah.
I don't remember what it was for, but one of the people, you know Ian, but like Ian's a weird kid, and to provide even more context, him and my two other friends were both homosexuals, all went to the same cabin, and we hung out and we just messed around. And I think both of them had to lick my chest off of a dare, because I was like pretty messy with like the Chef Boyardee. I just missed my mouth a couple times, and I was like, what are the odds? And they were like, oh, and I won both times. And for the record, it was not a, like, pleasant endeavor. I did not enjoy it. But, anyways, Ian, in a chat with 15 people, verbatim, he goes, anyone want to comment on Liam's profile picture? He is shirtless with 2 gay guys, for the record. Also licked his chest. And nobody said anything. But that's just like one of those, like, yeah, I mean, you're not wrong, but the
Context is
like
important.
underlying motive behind.
Yeah.
Like yes, they are gay. Cool. Thank you. Yes, that is my profile picture. And yes, they did lick some sauce off my chest. But if you weren't there, you wouldn't understand why they did. And you would just think it's weird. And so there's nothing I can really say that, like, oh yeah, well it was a dare. They'd be like, oh yeah, okay, Liam, like, whatever.
Yeah, man.
That's just one of those, like, well, fuck me. Like, what do I say? So I didn't say anything.
And have you heard anything from those
Do you think it's
guys?
best to just not say anything?
I think in that
No,
scenario it
nothing.
is.
Well, in general, like, when you have one of those really just uncomfortable, like, situations.
It's with different people, I think it's better to say something. But with Ian in that scenario, I think it was best to just not say anything.
Sure.
But no, I
I'm
absolutely...
trying to think of, like, a general example, too.
No, and like I'll give one too. Like in high school, oh man, it's like when a teacher would do it. That would be the worst, because you know they have a higher authority over you. When they'll call you out for something that like you did, but they heard something different and it made it like escalate 10 times as much. You know?
Yep.
Those situations, they suck. That was so uncomfortable for everyone to look at you and be like, ooh.
Or the classic, like, hey, stop flirting with those girls over there. And
Oh my
like,
God.
Thanks.
Oh God, that was... Oh, I never told you this. Before I met my...
Like, that's my cousin, but, you know.
Yeah. Before I met my current girlfriend at
Flirt
lunch...
with who I want to flirt with.
I'm Caucasian, it's normal. I would go table to table during lunch just to sit with people because, you know, I like that experience, that interaction. And there was like a group of rednecks sitting behind us, and I was sitting just so happens
Table
with the,
whore, huh?
I know, with the group of my female friends. You know, I was just talking to them, and one of the popular redneck guys was like, "Wow, Randy, didn't know you could get this many chicks," and he just walked away. And then I have to turn around and face him, and I'm like, who's that guy anyways? Am I right, ladies? I'm gonna move. And I did that. I just picked my stuff up and I'm like, that was too awkward, and I just left. Like why would I put up with that? Like, what do I do? Sit there and be like, man, great pizza Wednesday.
Way to slay, Randy. Like, nice job. Like, hold out their hand for a high five, and like, if you don't do it, it's awkward, and if you do it, it's awkward.
Yeah, and it was weird because he said it aloud, so I got up and I saw people looking at me. I was like, all right, I'm just going to go to another female table that appreciates me. But those situations, they're horrible. They are absolutely horrible.
Man, there's like, those happen all the time, but only certain people can do it like the right way to make it maximum awkward.
Yeah.
Like people without a filter.
God, honestly. I hate that. But then there are people who can do it, but it's like funny, like it's an actual meme, like a joke.
Yes, exactly.
And, like, you can feel that same way, but like you're okay with it because you know you'll do it to them like another day. Go ahead.
Another thing to go off of that. So, I talked about Ian as my reference, right?
Yeah.
Well, in terms of people who can make any situation uncomfortable, he is the go-to person.
And I would agree with that, yeah.
There's so many examples, but I guess one of them is like inside jokes. Like there's certain people who know when to say an inside joke, and certain people who think that inside jokes are universally known, which is completely contradictory to the whole inside joke thing. But Ian, it's always nice being stuck with him, you know, like paired up or something, and then going into like a new group of people to have a conversation. And one of the first things he'll talk about is like an inside joke, something that I might not even remember, but he'll expect me to encourage.
Oh, I hate that. When they make an inside joke and they think you remember, and it's like, what the hell? And then it's like awkward for both parties. Because I know I've done that with you at functions with friends, and I realize you don't know it, and I have to own it. So I'm like, no, he's just Josh. Like, shit. Like, you.
At my job, Ian and I, we had to go meet a group of new people who we probably were never going to see again, but we had to do it. And we get up there, and he's like, "Hey, remember that time those hung with those two gay guys?" And I'm like, okay, like the meme here is that we can't have gay friends, but nobody understands that. Oh man, Isaiah's done it plenty of times.
Oh God, Isaiah, when you guys fought or argued,
the embarrassing ass YouTube channel. Oh, fuck, that was uncomfortable.
That was very uncomfortable, man.
Do you like know the whole story to that?
Oh yeah, you told me it like twice. I love that story. Okay. Tell it again.
It's alright. Yeah, sure. So sometimes I cross the line. That comes with the personality, and I accept all consequences. But sometimes the consequences to me seem a little rash. So pretty much, he was a lifeguard. And I guess he like showed up for late one day, so he got fired. And I don't know if he told me that. It seemed like pretty universal information because he told all of our other friends. We were in physics. I don't know why I said it out loud that he got fired. I think it was like one of those like quips where like somebody said something and I was like, oh yeah, well Isaiah got fired from lifeguarding or something like that, you know? Or he said something and I was trying to get like a stab at him. And he did not look happy. But I was like, oh whatever, like he gets mad all the time. And then in English class, like we sit alphabetically, and it went him and then me. And there was an open spot somewhere else. He deliberately sat on like the opposite side of the room. And our teacher, Miss Cochran, who like is like very aware, like socially aware, She sees it. She can see the anger on his face. She sees me, completely oblivious to what's going on. She's like, huh? Like, what's going on here? And kind of makes like that face. Like, you can literally hear that face.
Classic.
And that's when I was like, oh shit, what? Oh no, what happened? And then all of a sudden, I get to my locker, and I'm just like, putting my stuff away, ready to go home and have a good rest of my day. He comes up to my locker, and he's like, hey, if you have something to say it to my face. And I was like, what? What do you mean, say it to your face? Say what to your face? And he was like, oh, of course you fucking pretend like you don't remember. I was like, oh, okay, yeah, sure. And then that's when you came up and continue.
So
I'm passing the baton to you.
Yep, I had my girlfriend at the time, and first we have to preference. Well, Isaiah's not a manly man. He's not aggressive. He's very
Stop it, man.
He's very smart, knowledgeable, sweet. But like, if he has something on his mind, usually he'll say it. But this was the first time I ever saw him like angry, and he was like up there talking to you. And Isaiah kind of towers over most people, but I went up there and I was and I was going to say something, and he just like he looked at me. He just snapped. He got mad at me, and usually I've been known to have not the best temper or anger management with things, but my girlfriend was there, so we just walked away, and
thank God.
Yep. And then we left, and then pass it to you, and then when you're done, I'll take it back, and then I'll say how he apologized to me. Because I confronted him the next day about it. But go ahead, you finish. So then we walked away, and then it was back to you two.
Man, so yeah. That conversation ended very shortly after you left. He left to his locker. Naturally, he angrily slammed his locker door to add to like the ambiance that was already created, and I was pretty apathetic about the whole situation because I knew it would like blow off eventually. And then he sent me the worst text threat I think I've ever gotten in my entire life. He threatened to cancel the second Megamorph tournament that we were scheduled to do on the Saturday, which I don't want to be bothered explaining what the Megamorph tournament is because it's embarrassing, but it's pretty much like...
It's just an event that we do,
Yeah.
A lot of improv, a lot of acting,
it's a pretty
things like that.
important event.
Yeah. Well,
the theatrical things.
Exactly. So, we won't go into detail, but, yeah.
Yeah. Thank God. He threatened to cancel that, and that's when I was like, okay, whoa there. Okay, let's think about this for a second.
I like how it's like friendships on the line. He's angry at you. Like, perhaps he slammed the locker, not for theatrical, but he was actually generally angry. Then he tantalizes that thing over you. It's like, whoa, hang on. Let's calm down a bit, man. You're crazy.
Like, in perfectly mean fashion. All I remember is somehow I made it seem like he was the bad guy.
Yeah, I remember you telling me
without
that.
even trying. And he apologized to me, even though I definitely had crossed the line. That I didn't know the line was there, but I did cross it. That was my fault. He said sorry to me, and you know what? It was a great Megamorph tournament. We had a good time.
Did you ever say sorry to him, though?
Of course. But I don't think in the end I was the last person to say sorry. If that makes sense. But I did say it.
All right. Well, that's good, though.
I told him where I thought I was out of line and where I thought he was out of line. Yeah. You know what? Next day, he sat next to me in English, so it must have been all good.
That's good. And we had, like, UVAS as a teacher. I forgot what class we had. It might have been Mass Comm. And I go up to him, and I'm like, and I tell him, like, hey, man, like, what was that about? Like, you had no right to get mad at me for anything Liam might have done to you, It's not something you do. And then he's like, I know. And he was just, like, he did, like, the head bob thing, kind of hand flare thing he did. And he was just, like, apologetic, I was like, no, it's fine. Like, we all get mad. And I, like, sympathize with him because I'm like, I'm not going to get mad now because he's actually very sorry. And if he was just a jerk and blew it off, yeah, I'd probably get a little mad. But he was, when Isaiah's sorry, he's really sorry.
But yeah, that's one of those other, like, uncomfortable situations where, like, an outsider knows that something
with Cochran?
Wrong between this, like, relationship you have. Yeah. And, like, typically, an outsider, like, I would hope that they would just let it be and let it like mellow out. But sometimes they try to fix it, and it's like, okay, let's calm down here. This is your situation. Thankfully, she did not, because she could have made a scene if she wanted to. Like,
oh yeah,
why are you sitting over there and not by Liam? And because both of them are like pretty like outspoken people, I could easily hear him just say the entire like story and reasoning and make me look like a complete ass. And like me being me, I'd be like, yeah, that sounds like something I'd do. Like,
I mean,
I'd have to own up to it then, I guess. There's nothing I could really do.
I mean, in the end, you weren't really that wrong, because you got the impression he told a lot of people, so it's like, what's a few more, you know? He didn't say, like, hey,
yeah,
like, if he said, don't tell anyone, then yeah, that's something else. But if he didn't...
Don't tell anyone or you're dead.
Dead, kid. Or the Megamorph 2 is off.
Don't think I won't cancel it, because I will.
You know what's worse than that is, whether it's a teacher or a student, or just someone you kind of know, and you're acting a little down or something, and you just say the bare minimum, like, oh, just me and my girlfriend going through something, and then immediately they're just trying to fix it, trying to help. I'm like, dude, like, it's the third day of school, back up.
Fuck, school gets you that fast, huh?
Yeah, man, I just hate people who try to fix things when they, like, don't even, they know the bare minimum.
Right.
And then if you don't
like,
let them in,
I've
you're
got an
like...
answer for everything.
Right. Oh, man.
Do you have any examples of that, I guess? Any personal...
Oh, yeah, for sure. Like, even, like... I have an example, but it also kind of goes into another point. When one of your friends in class, that kind of is like, oh, it's my main friend in class, or like a main couple people... When they act how they don't act in class, and they try to be a different type of friend, and it kind of throws you off. Like an example, like that exact same thing. It was like, what the hell was that?
You don't need to know.
Oh my God. We were in class, and it was Gregory math class, just consumer, and it was work time, and she left, and we talk, we goof, and my friend asked, like, hey, what's up? And I just simply said, oh, just me and my girlfriend going through some things. No problem. Don't worry about it. And then in this scenario, it's like only him. That's like my main friend. And for him, it's like class clown. Like, we're jokesters, We get stuff done, but, like, we like to have fun. And then he's, like, real, like, supportive. And then, like, I don't want that. I'm like, whoa, this is my happy place. Don't. And then, like, if you don't let them in, turns out all that stuff you did prior didn't mean anything. Not real friends. I'm like, that's not. And then you're in that weird position. Because then there's, like, people around you. So I'm like, well, why would I want to bring it up now?
Oh, yeah.
Out of all places. What would make you think I want to talk about it now? So it's when people bring it up...
Somebody's eavesdropping, probably.
Yeah, exactly. Oh, definitely. You kidding me? It's high school. It really grinds my gears.
No, wait, can you say that one more time?
It really grinds my gears.
Because I don't think I heard you.
It really grinds my gears.
Actually,
it really grinds. Stop it! Stop talking and let me say it clearly. God damn it!
That turned into like a meme argument.
Yeah, it really did. I love that.
So that was a fun situation, completely avoidable, I might say.
And I'll completely cut it. So.
But you don't have to.
But I really want to.
Why?
Well, I'm going to leave the part in where I finally say it clearly, and then I'll leave in this conversation about it, and I'll talk about how I cut it.
But what's the point of talking about how you cut it when you could just play the original conversation?
Well, because that's how I'm saying it right now. That's just how I hear it. So when I'm editing it, it's probably not that bad, so I'll probably leave that in.
All right.
So, like what I just said now that I'll cut.
Everything up to this point as well. No, what you just said now, keep.
All right, I'll keep it, man. I'll keep it.
Well, I think I heard my roommate wake up.
Oh yeah, why don't we tell people, like, we met in Wisconsin, 6th grade, and then we kind of started becoming friends like high school. Well, we were friends in middle school, but like I mainly got the sense that you strongly disliked me, so I'm like, oh, okay. And then I guess you were
That was sort of a pretty good meme.
And then what was your reasoning for just not talking to me anymore?
Man, do you remember? Because I feel like I'm not. It was some bullshit reason for sure.
Yeah, because like we were like pretty good friends, like laughing, you know, and it was like the stages before actually like, hey, we're friends, aren't we? You know, and like just before it got to that, it like ended.
Every person's friendship when they.
Because like sixth grade, we talk about girls we liked and things like that, you know.
Sure.
And then it just like cut off. I'm like, oh, huh. And then high school, what year was it? Sophomore year? Late sophomore?
Gotta be.
You stopped me walking out of a class. You're like, hey, you want to buy a shirt or something? Like, you want to be in this group? And that's how the lunch the night table thing. And then from then on, we became really good friends. Now he's like top tier, good friend of mine, best friend.
I'm glad it could start with
me giving you money.
A scam.
Yeah.
No, it's a scam. Yeah.
Yeah.
Background information. I mean, it is a real club because it did happen.
And a lot of people bought the shirts.
Nights at the lunch table. Yeah, 50 shirts sold.
Holy
I made about
shit.
$200, $300. That was cool. So, pretty much just a group of like the high school friends you have. Like you're not hanging out all the time, but like you're still friends. And
yeah,
obviously with like these people, I did hang out with them quite a bit. And we'd actually get together for like 12 to 15 person sized events. Like a fight we had once, but mostly just Super Smash Bros. And pizza, like all that stuff, like nerdy shit.
Oh yeah, for sure.
But it started with me making a website and then making the shirt and then just convincing people that wearing this shirt made you a part of a club that didn't really exist. And I got 4 teachers to buy it as well. And some teachers were offended I didn't ask them. And that's when I was like, fuck, I could have made more money. Honestly, I should have just put it on the announcements for all that matters.
Yeah.
Honestly.
Oh, that's
that actually probably could have worked.
It would have.
No, I'm glad that our friendship could, I guess, restart because of a fake club. I still have the shirt. I mean, I still wear it sometimes.
I still got my shirt, too.
So, I see it in my other friends' rooms when I go over. Like, Artie has it.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
Really, Colin still wears it. It's cool.
But I brought up the whole where we met thing, because, like, we graduated together, you know, class of 2017, amazing moment. We did all that. We spent the summer, we hung out a bit, and now you're living in Minnesota, and I'm living in Wisconsin still.
Yeah, it's pretty much the same state, so.
Yeah, they're basically the same, just a big state. I am going to go up and visit Liam in a couple weeks, so that's going to be super fun. So there's going to be a video about that as well.
Can't wait.
Why don't you tell the people
It'll be a meme and a half.
that you're living with one of those gay guys that licked you?
Yeah, so as further as the whole meme that I honestly I don't even know what the meme is. I don't know what Ian was trying to get at before with the whole, hey, Liam, kegs over gay people. I think he's just jealous because he's still in Wisconsin, but that's fine.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, one of them I'm really close friends with, so just live in a small house together. He deals with my shit, so that's pretty cool. Props to anybody that can be my roommate for an extended period of time, because fuck, oh fuck, do I have a lot of energy that I just need to get rid of by way of memes.
And the thing is, Liam was originally going to move in with me and another friend, Colin, but understandably...
He tried to make a move on me, and I felt uncomfortable.
Liam, this is that uncomfortable thing, no matter what I say.
Oh, yep. Yeah, there's nothing you can do to stop it.
Yeah. But understandably, he had a better job opportunity, so he stayed up there. And Colin, me, and another friend are going to end up renting the house I grew up in since 6th grade. My dad's going to move out and give us the house.
Pretty much replaced me, so that's cool.
Well,
I guess I wasn't...
If you didn't walk out, you would have had a house to live in instead of an apartment.
Wow. Well, I live in a house, so a good one.
Oh, you live in a house? It's not a duplex, so you don't share it?
Yeah,
Oh shit!
house.
God damn. I'll take things that backfire
So-
for 500, Alex.
Thank you for finally using that meme. God damn. That Jeopardy meme, like, it's not even something that I like found on iFunny. That's something I just like thought of in my head, and like I tried once or twice to see if like it got any reaction.
If anyone would bite.
Yeah.
Yeah, but not
Yeah.
enough to where like
They,
I'm
they
gonna.
didn't like burst out laughing.
Yeah. I'm gonna use it too.
I think
with
it's
friends.
really
That's funny.
it's really cool. It's like, man, what's a good example for that besides what we just said? Because I forgot what we just said.
If anything, you use it for awkward moments. Like, I'll take awkward moments for 300, please.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and then, that's the perfect turnaround.
It really is. I love that so much. Should we quit while we're ahead or what?
We actually like, man, I obviously not. Why would you?
I love
You have
that.
to end it on like an awkward bad. You can't just like, oh, this is going well. Like, stop. Like, no, like let's milk it for all we can. And then
Milk this for all
it
the
starts to dry out.
not money we're gonna get.
Hmm? Well, Frank, we're already gaining some knowledge.
Hey, there we go.
Even bad knowledge is knowledge.
Yeah. So I've been selling things on this Facebook Marketplace. It's been working really well, man.
Any good memes from it? Like any weird buyers?
This one guy, not really. This guy's like, hey, I'll come by Friday and pick it up. I'm like, all right. And I sent him my address and everything. And just yesterday morning, I messaged him like, hey, are you still good for Friday? Because there's other people that want it, And I said like, oh, sorry, it's being scheduled for a pickup this Friday, but if not, I'll let you know. And they replied like, oh, okay. And another guy messaged me, the same guy, and he's like, hey, is that thing available yet? And this time I told him it was Friday. And I told that guy like, hey, when you find out, let me know, man, And he viewed it, but just didn't reply. So I'm like, oh, hope I don't get killed.
Classic.
Because what you do is when you see that stuff, you go on their Facebook and check their things. I mean, he seems like a semi-okay guy.
I know, right?
I mean, I'm just selling some games I never played.
Wait, like what?
I'm selling day 7 or 7 days or whatever.
No.
Yeah, dog. And then just an Assassin's Creed game.
Well, I actually have that game.
How about game?
I'm offended.
What game?
7 days.
Yeah, I know, but I don't like that game.
Wow.
Don't even, dude.
I'll take friendship over for 500.
Oh, shut up.
You know what?
What?
I'll actually take it for 100, Alex. It's not that important to me. I think I just one-upped it.
Yeah, well, it's a meme, but it hurts too. So let's not talk about this.
And you know what else hurts? Giving blood.
Giving blood, which you do.
Yep.
Because
I hope I created that awkward pause.
God damn, I'm not keeping that. There's nothing entertaining in this.
It's entertaining me by being
By being here. I'm just happy I'm included.
you. Man, you know what's also difficult?
A side note, though, just so if anyone does listen to this, we are going to have some gameplay of Red Dead Redemption. That's going to be fun.
Oh, prepare for me to meme the shit out of that.
I know, it's going to be so cool. I'm very excited
Yeah,
for
I'm
that.
gonna do my best to ruin that game for you.
I mean, I won't care because I'll have my single player experience, and then online is just going to be a big meme, dude.
Okay, good. Yeah, I'll take a single player seriously. Like, I love me a good RPG, but fuck me if I can't enter a multiplayer lobby without being a troll.
I know.
Not like a negative troll.
Like, Liam and I on, like, level 17
Nah.
memes, I saw that meme where it's like,
Yeah.
it was a picture of how to do it to him, that guy, and then the guy's like, sorry, I don't understand. It's like, sorry, it's okay, this is a level 7 meme anyways. That was so
Like,
funny.
nothing to me.
Cause like we
Insert the Seymour Skinner pathetic meme.
Oh yeah, I'll find that and I'll just put it in right here. But like that's so weird to think about. Like as time went on, we all have like most of us have iFunny or we see memes on Facebook, YouTube, you know, whatever. And like we get
Yeah.
with those memes, but there were people out there that have like, what does this even mean? Like it makes no sense. It's a bunch of gibberish. But we look at it and we say, like this is quality. This is something special.
This is quality.
Yeah.
You know, that is really cool to think about, though, and it really broadens your, like, humorous horizon.
Oh
Because
my
we can
God.
pick apart the humor, and we see that, and we're like, you know, I can tell you exactly why that's funny. And
Yeah.
anyone else who sees that's like, so, like, did a 6-year-old make this, or what's going on here? What is
If we went
What is
back
the
to high
point?
school and
We can
middle
tell
school
you.
now and we brought the meme knowledge we knew, they would would have no idea what to do with it. They would have no idea what to do with that information.
dumbfounded? Exactly.
And the thing is, anything
That's actually,
they
like-
make, we'll also see, so we'll always be in that loop.
Mm-hmm.
I'm just really
And, like, the
passionate
best part
right
is, like,
now.
say you do go back.
Yeah.
No, I love it. Let's keep it going. Say you do go back. And,
Yeah.
Like, you do, like, show them a meme. Like, that's too much. That's like showing somebody their own future. Because, like, you show somebody their own future, they're like, oh, fuck, well, that's how I'm going to turn out. Well, fuck this. That'd be the same way. They'd, like, give up. But, like, this evolution needs to happen. Like, you need to have this Knuckles meme.
I know, man.
Understand later. Maybe not now. Can't rush that shit.
No, you can't. That's very true, man. Fast forward 20 years, where do
And
you
you
want to
know-
be in life, Liam?
That's a question. I think I want to be able to analyze and explain nearly every humorous quality about anything.
So like
Because
some like psychology
this is,
type thing?
Yeah. I'm going to take your question,
Okay.
and I'm going to create a new question.
Go ahead.
So, I'm going to start with a story.
All right.
I find that when I go to like a movie theater, let's say a comedy, I'm always laughing at like the shit that nobody else is laughing at, like the undertones and the subtleties, like the really, really fucking little things that like somebody put it in there for people like me who will understand it, but it's not distracting to people who don't. You know, like it's
Exactly. I know what you
it's
mean by
facial
this too.
expressions. It's tiny little like me. Like, you know what I mean?
Right, and you know what? I'm gonna bounce off this, and I'll let you continue. But
Mm-hmm.
like I have my girlfriend of like 2 years and like 4 months. You know, just the other day on the 3rd. And thank you. And when I see a movie or I see a funny video and it has like subtle things like that, I think it's the funniest thing in the world. I could send it to you. I could send it to someone else maybe, and they'll get it. They'll understand. They'll laugh. But I send it to my girlfriend or I watch it with her. I'm like, do you see that? Like what they did, that was hilarious. Or we watch it all through, and I'm like, what'd you think? And they're like, I'm like, what? And I try to explain it. Then I find myself explaining a meme. And you can't explain a meme to someone, a significant other.
Can't.
You know, it's just... So I know there's something special about that, too. You know? Like going to
Yeah.
Deadpool, there were so many subtle things and so many obvious things for
Oh.
different types of people. It was so funny, dude. And I guess that's
It
like kind
represents
of...
like a higher intellect as well.
And that's kind of obvious because
I-
Deadpool's like one of the newest and most funniest movies that just came out this year, you know?
Mm-hmm.
So like even older movies, like they were smart, like in the old times, they'd like throw in subtle things. Like I saw this one, you probably saw it. Like this is universal. Like he turns around and is like, "Who are you? And how'd you get in here?" "I'm a locksmith." "And I'm a locksmith." Like that's so simple, but it's so damn funny.
That's so good.
And
Was that in the movie?
yeah, it was in a movie. And the thing that really got me was the pause. Like, "I'm a locksmith." "And I'm a locksmith." Like, it was so good.
Yes. Fucking love it.
Oh, man. But no, I get what you mean. Was there more you were going to say about that?
Man, let's see if I remember where I left off. That's a good question.
Like in the movies, and you
No,
laugh
like-
at the subtle things, you know?
Yeah, so let's say I went with a bunch of people at camp, like we all went to Deadpool 2, and like even like say some of the other friends I have there that like have that type of humor that I have, like even they weren't laughing at some of the subtle things I was catching in the movie, and I was like, fuck, like I can't laugh alone. That makes me an outcast. I need a friend like you and I have that same humor. We're like when
Yeah,
we
sure.
both go, we would be
Yeah.
laughing at these same parts, and we'd be like, nobody else gets this, dude. Like, come on. And I think that I'm not saying like, oh, I'm smarter than everybody now. Like, fuck you guys. Like, no, that there's like a different type of intellect that comes with understanding subtle humor, and I want to find out what that is and where it applies because finding subtleties and like finding the humor in them that like not a lot of people do. Like, I want to see where that like barrier is in people, you know, and I want to see where I can use that in real life and not just by watching a movie. It's so hard to like.
Do you think
laugh
like
at something that you
maybe
find funny
maybe
that's
like
subtle.
I'm not trying to boil everything you say down to one pot of something, but do you think perhaps it's just like you have a certain type of sense of humor that like you understand, but not a lot of other people get it, and it's just something that makes you funny, but other people are like, yeah, I mean, I see it, but it's like it's not what makes me laugh. So then, in that case, you're just trying to figure out like why doesn't this make you like? Do you think it's something like that? It's just sense of humor differences. Like you and I, we have really similar senses of humor, but compared to my dad and I, we have somewhat, but like some things I see and I find funny, but he sees it, he doesn't find that funny, or just not funny at all.
Yeah, I mean, obviously, like your system for like levels of humor, like who's gonna laugh at like a fart joke because it's a fart joke or because it's being used ironically. Like, there's two different ways you could laugh at that, you know. Like somebody could be using a fart joke in a movie because like it's exactly what you'd expect. And
Yeah.
it's the most childish thing ever.
Uh-huh.
And they're trying to use that to appeal to like a subtle humor, even though like it's a general humor. Like that was a weird example.
No, I can understand. I understand that perfectly. I get you on that one.
Yeah. I think like when you do like laugh at the little things, it allows you to like it does apply in like the way that you see the like smaller things like in everything. It's like I'll show somebody like a meme that's like really in depth, like they won't laugh, and I'll be like, but like don't you like get it? Like it expands your thinking, like the way that you analyze things and how deep you can go, and I think it's actually a pretty interesting quality that associates itself with that type of humor.
And that's something I can get behind too, because like we're not just talking like, hey, memes are funny. If you don't get it, look at it a little more until it's funny. Like just you don't have to laugh out loud. Like as long as like for me anyways, I always ask like, but you understand like how it could be funny to some people, right? And I always ask like, why isn't it funny to you? Because I'm curious. Like I want to know. Like if I send you a meme, I want to know like what are the things that make you laugh, you know? And as long as you understand what makes me laugh, that's that's all interesting. And like even on iFunny, like it's repetitive. Like you see memes that have the same format, and it's like, okay, I get why it's funny, but I'm just gonna scroll past it because there's no twist to it. There's nothing. But if there's a meme that I haven't seen or any type of format, I look at it and I'm like, what is it about this? Like, what's funny? There has to be something subtle or huge, too huge that I just don't see yet. And things like that, I love doing that. Like it's a research project. I wish I could get money or credit for that, because that shit takes serious time to look at.
Honestly, it really does. Like, yeah, I mean, I know there's like people who have done like college theses on like memes and like the study of memeology and all that, and like that'd be something to look into if you like really.
Wait, really? Is there really?
Yeah.
I heard something, but I thought that was a
which
meme.
is a meme in of itself.
Oh my god.
See, it might be actually. That's a good question. I'll have to
look that up later.
But let's say there is, like, and you read it, like you're learning, you're educating yourself, but you can apply that. Take meme, turn it into humor, and take humor and turn it into like personality.
Very
I
true.
think personality associates itself with that humor as well. If there's a specific archetype that like they go together.
Mm-hmm.
Like I think you and I can both understand like what's so humorous about like those basic jokes like they throw in movies, like the completely obvious like laugh track ones.
Mm-hmm.
And we can see why it's funny, but that doesn't mean we find it funny because we find, I'm going to say more intelligent, even though that's like probably offensive, more intelligent things funny, like more wittier, like quips, like not where it's like complete sarcasm, but where it's just like subtle.
Yeah.
Associates itself with that personality type as well. It's weird, like Daniel Tosh, like the way that he, this is an example, the way that he talks and just does stand-up and shit, like, I find that stuff funny, and I also know that his personality is very, like, straightforward.
Very
and,
straightforward,
he's a pretty intelligent guy. Like, he knows what he's talking about.
And I'm also, side note, I'm happy his show came back.
Yeah, me too.
Let me guess, you've been watching his new stuff on YouTube as well when it comes out?
Yep.
Yep, same. Love it.
When your friend offers you soy milk instead of cow milk, Dude stops.
It's so stupid.
These skeleton memes are getting kind of annoying, though, I'm not gonna lie.
For sure.
I know how we just talked about, like, understanding, like, memes and shit, but, like...
Well, you can understand a meme, but you can also be
so.
irritated with a meme, you know?
Yeah. Like, I just want new. I want something unexpected. I don't want the same Spooktober. Even though skeletons are funny. Skeletons are just inherently, like, a funny template to use for anything.
It really is. Now, for skeletons, you have to do it right for me to like it. Like, if you can do it right, I could look at those type of memes for the rest of the year. You know, that's how much I like those memes. But if they're done, like, kind of mediocre, repetitive, just different texts, it's like, Well,
let's hope we can figure out a way to end it. So, I'll start.
I'll start, actually. We're going to try to do a podcast maybe once a week, you know, perhaps twice. We don't know.
Thank you for starting.
Absolutely. And once again, I'm probably just... How about I just upload this on my YouTube channel? How about that?
Sure, yeah.
So we had a class called Mass Communication.
Like the first week.
And we would film the news like two anchors. You'd read it, and then you'd, take the drive, you put it in the computer, and then you would edit it, right? We would all take turns editing in the class. I did it numerous times. Liam didn't do it once, somehow.
Was there a schedule?
Yeah, dude, there was a schedule. There was calendars. Like, who does it these days? That class was super structured, too.
Oh my god, what? Where did the time go? How did I not edit a single fucking video?
I think the teacher really liked you, like, had a crush on you. Like, it was cute.
Oh, thanks. Well, what can I say?
Yeah, what can you say?
I'll take it.
Okay.
No, that's one of those, like, thanks for putting me in an awkward situation.
Yeah.
What can I say? But I said it in a tone that makes it sound like I'm being confident.
Alright. Shit. I'm Randy.
I'm Liam, and...
This is a futon, it pulls out. Futons. Little known fact, futons are actually couches and beds. Like, it's a 2-in-1. Kind of like, So I have that, and then... It's actually a pretty big room, just overall. Oh, fuck! I'll go back here. Oh, son of a bitch! I'll go... I hit my head on that.